Hola y bienvenidos amigos. Hello and welcome friends. Steve here, Street Smart Travel, back on the farm in Talipe in Ecuador after a 5-week trip, a reluctant visit to Canada. Very happy to be back. Will not be walking around today because it's raining and foggy and damp and whatever, but I did want to talk about a very important aspect of retirement, and not just retirement, but in the context of this video, it'll be about retirement and having a social outlet. Because if your social group was the people that you work with, and that's it, once you're retired, you're probably not going to see those people ever again, or certainly not every day as often as you did. And maybe you still want to go out and do things and hang out with people, and it's going to be different people, and you're going to have to take initiative to make that happen. But if you're retired, you got a lot of time. Hopefully you're indulging some of the interests and hobbies and things that you wanted to get into but never had the time to do because you were working and too busy. Now there's no excuse. Now it's very easy to get out and indulge your interests and meet other people who enjoy doing those same things. That's the focus of the video today. Specifically, meetup.com, and I've been doing events with them probably 15 years. Actually did hang gliding, cycling, kayaking, a lot of outdoors kinds of things. Probably some shows worked in there, some different cultural things over the years. I ran a meetup group. I was running a yoga class for somebody else's meetup group and then ended up just moving it to my own thing. And that I did, and that was free yoga in Humber River Valley in the west end of Toronto. We do a weekly yoga class during the summer when the weather was conducive to that, like 12 or 13 sessions a season. Didn't charge any money. You can make a donation if you want, and the end of the season I would make a donation to whatever charity we decided aligned with our values, let's say. And the meetup group I want to talk about today is one that I found when I was temporarily living up in the Kawarthas, so just outside of Peterborough, Ontario. And the name of the group is Peterborough Outdoor Activity. And Dan C. is the head guy. Shout out to Dan. I did a bunch of different activities with them, mostly cycling and kayaking, because I didn't know Peterborough or the Kawarthas that well, and I had exhausted all the places I knew to do those things, and thought, there's other people doing these things in this area. I have the time to actually go and put the kayak in wherever you can put the kayak in, or find these trails, or go hiking, or whatever. But I need somebody who knows where these places are. And that's what led me ultimately to that group. And great group, like hanging out with them. They've got 470 members, I guess, right now. I usually see the same, maybe a couple dozen people at the events that I go to. And because I don't live in Canada anymore, I am not there very often. But when I do go back, I make it a point to go to at least one of the meetups. And this past trip I went to two. One was cycling and one was kayaking. And they were both awesome. And again, very, a lot of familiar faces, some new faces, and great times at both events. So, let's say you have an interest. Maybe your interests, they'll definitely be different from mine. Maybe you're not looking to do outdoor things. Maybe you like mahjong or crocheting or ballroom dancing, or like name an interest. Go to meetup.com, type the interest into the search bar, and then it'll ask for the location. Where is it you want to do these things? Type that in and see what comes back. So before I got on here, I went to Meetup. I went, I actually don't know if they have meetup groups down here in Ecuador. So I typed in yoga and Ecuador, and a bunch of cities, like different meetup groups, came up across 4 larger cities in the country. I'm like, oh, okay. So they're down here as well, right? I don't know what the global reach is, but it's a great platform that obviously is international and has a lot of free events you can take advantage of. Some of them will have a cost. Maybe it's admission to a site or admission to a class or whatever. But the stuff that I do with this group, generally, unless we have to pay for parking somewhere, generally free, right? And a great way to get out, do something you enjoy doing with people who are of like mind, who also like doing that thing, make some connections, and have a social outlet, which is a huge part in retirement. People just, if you don't take the initiative, you want to sit around your house all day and like just waiting to die. Doesn't really sound appealing to me. We went to a place the other side of Warsaw Caves, the park out in the Kawarthas. I knew the park was there. I never knew that there was a place you could put a kayak in and it was accessible to the public and there's a parking lot and all this other stuff. This is a huge part of why I do these groups. Now I know other places I can go. Maybe they're not running an event to that place, but maybe on a Tuesday morning I decide, hey, I want to, I'm in Canada, I got my kayak, my roof rack, and the weather's conducive. Why don't I just load everything up and go out for a few hours on the lake or the river or the whatever it is. But the odds of me finding these things without going through a meetup group, very slim. The second event was a cycling trip, and after that one, it started, like we met and finished outside of a licensed restaurant. I'm not going to share the name of the place, but afterwards we went in, 5 of us went in and had a drink. Man, has beer gotten expensive in Canada. Oof. We got 2 beers, 2 in Ecuador, and they're very, very affordable. And none of the beers in that place were affordable. $15 for a pint? Like, what? Where the hell am I? The après is always nice. Not everybody sticks around for those, but for the people who do, it's nice to socialize, get to know people. Obviously, if you're kayaking and cycling, it's a little harder to have a conversation. You could do it, but if you're sitting across from somebody in a bar, it's obviously much more conducive to that kind of thing. Some of them are from the Kawarthas. Most or all of them live there now, so if I have any questions about anything in the area, like they're walking encyclopedias, right? They have tons of information about everything that I would want to know out there. So, common interests, geographically we're in the same place, and the social outlet. Plus, like I said, I'm finding other trails and other lakes and other places I can put my kayak in and go back anytime on my own time and have a solo excursion and check it out. It's fantastic. If in retirement, you're finding, yeah, now I have time to indulge these interests and hobbies and things that I wanted to be doing, but I was too busy with work and whatever else. Now you got the time to do it. There's no excuse. Pick an interest. Pick a location. Type it into Meetup and see what comes back. And then just go out, right? Book a spot like RSVP, yes, I'm going to go, and then actually show up. So a lot of people belong to these groups and never go out at all. So I don't know what they're signing up for or why join a group if you're never going to go out and actually physically do the thing? Find an interest, go out and check out the group. Maybe it's a good fit, maybe it isn't. If it isn't, try a different group until you find a group of people. And like, yeah, actually, we all share a common interest. Demographically, we're similar age, similar interests, whatever it happens to be. Get out there and enjoy yourself. Hang out with people who have common interests. They want to do the same things that you're doing. And for the cycling and kayaking, you need to have a bike for the cycling and a way of getting your bike to the place, so some kind of bike carrier. And for kayaking, you need to have a kayak and some way of getting your kayak to the place. So they got skin in the game, right? These people have vehicles and bikes and carriers and roof racks and kayaks and all this stuff. So they're pretty committed. For me, I love getting out in nature, doing active things, usually alone, but also from time to time with people who are of like mind. And every time I go back to Canada, I make it a point to stop in and do at least one event, or stop in for part of the event. If I can't be there for the whole thing and I know they're meeting afterwards at this place, I'll show up at that place, hang out, have a drink with them. Hey, good to see you guys. I'm only back for a couple of weeks, whatever it is. But if you live in a place and you want to get out and hang out with people and you don't know where to start, meetup.com is a great place, a great jumping off place, and see where it leads, right? Make the time to do things that you enjoy doing, if for no other reason that you enjoy doing them, and find other people that like doing those similar things. So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully that leads you to a bigger social group, or at least another tool in the toolkit for finding people that you want to hang out with, doing things you enjoy doing. I'll be checking in with other videos of my time in Canada, and I was thinking I'll do a short video to explain how involved that trip is and how long it takes, and every time just crushes me. I'm planning, like I said, that was the one trip I planned to do to Canada this year. I was doing 2 before, and if I can get it down to 1 longer trip as opposed to 2 shorter ones, all day long. Thanks for stopping by, and drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and share it with anybody that may be interested in it. Peace out, happy trails, See you out on the road.